All right. Real quick. So, last time I talked a lot of shit about like subtle forms of racism in the media, shit like that. Um, Subtle forms of racism in mainstream media, but it's like all connected. Politics, music, sports, advertisement, everything. It's all connected. So, because when you look at it, you got to see like sports, especially we were talking about the NFL. The NFL is a business, so they want to market. Um, they they want to market like their most marketable face in their opinion, and it's usually in their opinion is a like a blonde hair, blue eye, white boy who can read, and because I mean it's more than just when winning a Super Bowl, especially the Super Bowl winning quarterback, especially, it's more than just your talent and the talent around you. It's your marketability because you're going to be the face of the NFL. So the racism comes, and that gains a lot of money also. But it when I was telling you how they build kings and like say for instance, Tom Brady, like we called him earlier, is a system quarterback. But that system around him was probably the greatest system ever. Even the cheating that they did, probably the steroids. Remember his fucking trainer got kicked off the bus, the team flight or something like that. Nobody ever talked about why, but if it was a black athlete, that would have been front page, especially if it was Barry Bonds. Remember how they made everyone started bringing syringes and, like screaming at Barry Bonds, calling them steroids and this, that, cheater. But all of that got pushed in everyone in the crowd's minds through the media. Sports media on TV and sports media on the radio all made those fans act like that towards Barry Bonds. And they do it when they either you're about to threaten something in their superiority complex or like break a record or something like that. Or, you could be like Deshaun Watson and say you wanted a trade. And then 22 women come out of nowhere and say you fucking raped them or something, out of nowhere. Just right after he said he wanted a trade because he's a black quarterback. And it's always going to be bad on black quarterbacks. But then, see what we get real deep because, like, most of the celebrities don't say shit about this. We're all up in arms. We're happy because Kwame Brown is saying some shit. But Larry Johnson been saying some shit. We looked at him like he was crazy. Larry Johnson made it just as big as Kwame Brown made it. He even got up there with Jay-Z, so he's seen some shit. Larry Johnson been saying some shit. But, we look at it like, damn, why these people don't speak up? So then we got to look at it like, all right, they're dealing with corporate America, where corporate America is basically your face card has to be clean 24/7. Like I was just watching this Charlemagne the God shit on Choke No Joke channel where Charlemagne Choke No Joke had the girl who Charlemagne raped. And Charlemagne's been working with corporate America, iHeartRadio, for the past 10, 15 years maybe. But if they knew he had a rape charge, they did know he had a rape charge because they helped him scrub the fucking internet about it. But they probably didn't know how deep this shit was until Choke No Joke had footage. But if it wasn't for Choke No Joke or, people like Kwame Brown and shit like that, all of this, it'll go swept under the rug. They'll say Black Lives Matters forever. They'll come up there and they'll joke with Donnell Rollins and, they'll give everybody donkey of the day, but then they might have this shit over their head or whatever, whatever. But it's not. Why everybody have kept quiet? Why is everybody not talking about shit? Worse shit goes on than that. But when you're working with corporate America, um, a lot of shit gets swept under the rug because you got to have a clean face. So that's what we look at when we call selling out. You know what they say, you sold your soul to the devil. It's not, it might be some spiritual shit. That could be too, but it's more of influence shit because just like in Hollywood, they put hidden cameras in your rooms when you fucking with little girls and shit. And they get something over you to blackmail you with. Like, remember when Noriega said, yeah, he know the Illuminati do exist, and all you have to do, one way you go with some sacrifice shit where you may have to kill somebody, or some homo shit where you may have to have sex with some man. Why? Because there's no statute of limitation on murders, right? So you can kill somebody or be involved in a murder, and then now you have something over your head where they can blackmail you to death. So you go work for corporate America, and then you wake up one day and you see you've been used to help perpetuate some bullshit to the black community, and you wish you can scream at your highest power what happened, but you can't, because you have a murder over your head that you were involved with, that you thought you had to sacrifice for some fame, is what they told you at the time. But what you really did is you caused themselves to get massive leverage over you, so now you'll do whatever they say. All them boys was telling, DMX been telling, everybody talk about DMX. DMX was talking about Damien, They always tell us. It's the industry, but the industry is just nothing but deals that you make with corporate America. Corporate America, usually the owners are not American. There's some foreigners overseas that's just buying up American companies and shit, and then they have a preconceived image of black people in their head of monkeys and fucking, jump around Sambo characters. And for them to continue that form of entertainment, it's entertaining to them. For you to even get in the door to be an entertainer, you have to do that. You have to be, they say, like putting on a dress or some bullshit like that. You have to do way more shit than degrade yourself. When you go to the party and you got these fucking dudes, and you wondering what the fuck is going on, that dude will never speak up and say anything, because in the black community, being gay is outlawed. So now you got something over that dude's head, because if he ever wakes up and say, yo, what am I doing to my black people? They'll just hang that video over his head and be like, yo, remember this? Remember you fucking got gang banged by 7 damn dudes and you were drunk or whatever? They slipped a Mickey. All that shit goes on. They do that. That is that industry, especially all that rap, hip hop shit. That black, they do that shit. Everybody know that. The industry is some devilish shit, and they promote it. And I like trap music. I listen to it. Sometimes when I hear some trap songs, that shit is fucking popping. I like, damn, I love this shit. But then you see what they're promoting, and most of it, and you can't really promote it like that. Or you got to hit them with a balance, some conscious shit. But most people, they won't ever speak up. They know who's killing these rappers, but they won't speak up because they're too in blackmail themselves. When these rappers When they first get a deal, like when Tip turned to Ti, and he's sold out and went in the industry, what did he do? He gave them massive leverage by fucking that machine gun case. He's a fucking felon with all those machine guns. You're either gonna sell out and be my fucking corporate puppet in blackface, or you're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life. Choice is yours, buddy. You come out, now you're in all these movies, you're in all these shows. Why? Because they want to give you. They know we worship money, so they have to make you huge, 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 so we can worship you, and then you give us some stupid ass narrative like bringing out Iggy Azalea, and you have to. So you stamp Iggy Azalea, and now Iggy Azalea is probably doing better than most black rappers. The list goes on and on. Lil Wayne, right before you crossed over to be industry, you had a legal case too. I remember a gun case, and I think a court room got burned down or some shit like that. You were in jail and you came back out. I heard you were in protective custody from the corporations. They know not to touch these rappers in jail because they're owned by the corporation. Corporation will sue the jail. When we talk about getting deals and we're acting like we're fucking great rappers and great this, the corporation is giving us a deal to influence our people to help buy more shit to make their business bigger, or influence our people to do stupider shit like filter us through the military industrial program. I mean, not the military, the prison industrial complex, drug dealing, shooting, thugging, shit like that. And everybody stays silent because they have either a sacrifice on them or they got a videotape of them getting dragged. Or they've joined a secret society and been sworn to silence. That's how it goes. So fucking Tiger Woods just started cranking back up last year, didn't he? And what happened? Oh, he got into an accident. He probably won't be able to play. He's gonna miss another year of his life. And they didn't show Tiger Woods getting an accident. It could be done so easy. All they had to do show his car in an accident and just tell him, yo, you're sitting out this year. Yo, we didn't have to have your wife beat your ass with a fucking golf club. We could beat your ass and just blame it on your wife, and the news say your wife did it because we own the news. But you're not going to break this record, or we're going to make it really hard for you. And you're not going to have any support because all of the people that you will ever need is already bought and paid for by us. And you won't have any support with your community because you kind of shun them on your way up. So all of our leaders and all of our kings and all of our celebrities are caught up in a jam of, I know I can't say shit and I'm going to be used by the corporations to hurt my people worse, and I can't say shit because I need this deal, and if I say the wrong shit like Nick Cannon, I'm gonna lose out on the deal, some money. So I have to stay quiet and never teach my people. I just have to sell out and make this money. And as soon as I wig out, I get murdered, or murder is probably the worst, but a lot of shit could happen to you. Like Barry Bonds was about to break the championship. Break the home run record The feds was all over him. Now the feds don't even bother him. Did the feds just give up? No, they just wanted to ruin his career. Nobody picked up Barry Bonds his last 3 years. He could have played 3 or 4 more years. He was begging, yo, I can still play. Why didn't they pick him up? Because if he had 771 home runs at the rate he was getting it with 4 more years, he would have ended up with 1,000. A white boy would have never got in that range of 1,000, and they knew that. So they cut his career short. But every night, ESPN got the ratings of his home runs because they made the industry. Mm-hmm. Fucking R. Kelly wrote, I Believe I Can Fly. Imagine what his royalties really are worth. Imagine all the songs R. Kelly wrote. If we throw something on him and send him to prison, maybe even say he wigged out and committed suicide, who owns that shit? They don't go to next of kin. But all of my black people know this already, but nobody's going to say it. All my celebrities know this already, but nobody's going to say it. So we don't have no kings in the black community. We don't have no leaders. We got very few. We got people on the streets and we got very few, but celebrities, there's none. Sports players, there's none. Maybe Kwame Brown. He is, but he's not in sports. He's not a role model, and he won't be on mainstream media. But that's how to subtly keep the black race under control. Make sure all of their stars and all of their information and all of their leaders are compromised. Make sure they're all from one fraternity. And they know never to buck the system. That's how to do it. Or not kill every black person, it's mislead them. Mislead every black person and they'll kill themselves. But that's the game. I'm about to go do some other shit. Subscribe to my channel, Don't Be a Bitch. And go subscribe to Kwame Brown shit and help him out as much as possible, and go subscribe to Choke No Joke shit and support them boys shit as much as possible, because there's a few people that's trying to wake us up and trying to help us out. And I'm happy that they're men, because it's been hard on us for a minute. Been hard out here for a pimp. You bitch.